All right, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Brakatham. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Today we're going to Isaiah chapter 10, going to the Hebrew. So Lord willing, you're edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem the Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Right? So we get right into it. All right. Shalom to the 144,000 and the great multitude of the nation of Israel that will be delivered out of America, Babylon the Great. In these latter days, we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Great millstone, Hebrew Israelites, right? And so let's get right into it. All right. Slide here. Just 1 second. Bear with me. To Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Reads, woe unto Slakia. 1 second. Woe unto them that woe unto those decreers, those that decree this is iniquity. Strong's H205. Trouble, wickedness, sorrow, right? Iniquity, emptiness, vanity, right? Comes from the ayan. It's either sometimes it says unused roots ayan or awan, which just means vanity, right? Nothingness, right? Sometimes it means mourning, right? Iniquity, so it's that decree iniquity and right, grievousness. So word amal means to toil, which they have written, right? Hawaya ha hakayim hakya awan wama katabium imal katabwa, which the header of this chapter is Assyria is God's instrument, right? Modern day Assyrian is Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man today, right? The Israelites, 12 tribes, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, right? Are those of the remnant that are waking up to this, to the truth and declaring the end, as the Lord said, his servants would, right? Which include things like the coming of the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, World War III, which is known as the Third Woe, the Book of Revelation, martial law, FEMA camps, all hell breaking loose, the Lord scorching the earth, and also you're going to have 2/3 take the Quran, right? Which is written as well. Like Paul the Apostle said, there shall be a great falling away until the man of sin be revealed. And the time is coming, Amos chapter 3, verse 11, which is the famine of the word, right? Which in that day, we're not going to be out there warning the flock about the things that the Lord spoke of, things that will come to pass, right? Like I brought up recently at camp that eventually the like it says in the book of Zechariah 13:7, it starts off with "Awake, O sword!" Right, smite the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered. Right, when the famine of the word comes, right, you're gonna have right the heads. Right, some of us are gonna be taken to FEMA camps. Some of us are gonna be decapitated. Some of us are gonna be in the guillotines. Might be put to death before that. Right, and then the sheep will be scattered, right? Meaning those that are the lessons, we're no longer going to have the lessons. Now we're going to have to move to the spirit, right? Which is the point of this ministry is to build up the elect, the remnant, right? Until that day, which is the day of Yahweh Bashar Shai, which is darkness and not light, right? So Assyria is God's instrument, which is Esau, Edom, right? Isaac and Rebekah had two children. Two children fought in the womb, Rebekah's womb, which these two nations are still here today, right? You have the Israelites, which are the 12 tribes, right? Jacob had 12 sons, so they are the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, and you have the Edomites, which are still here today, right? Now he is the Lord's, he is a modern-day Syrian, the Lord's instrument, right? Um, verse 2 says, to incline from judgment the feeble, and to rob from judgment uh, the meek of my people, right? For for uh, for there to be for they to become widows, their prey, or to become the widows their prey, and unto the fatherless they spoil, right? Because we are the feeble, right? We're feeble. We have, right? We're in the flesh, right? We're constantly bombarded by madness, especially in these latter days, right? Constantly, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans constantly reminded that you are this is not where you belong. You always will be an outsider, no matter how much you try to sound like speak like Esau, right? No matter how much you try to conform, right, to a society, some way somehow you're going to understand that you are not the one in charge, right? You don't call the shots, right? It says, and to rob from judgment the meek of my people, right? which is talking about the righteous, right? Um, Jake as a whole, but 2/3 are corrupted, right? So they don't fall in that category today, right? And what did Yahushua say? Yahushua Mashiach, he said the meek shall inherit the earth, right? That's what he said. The meek, which is the elect, right? They shall inherit the earth, right? Survive from judgment, right? Because no matter how you put it, how how smooth you can make the gospel sound, right? It's not going to happen, right? You're still going to be the bad guy, right? So we as the meek, right? Our job is to, and you always have like Elder Yeshua always says, you always have Satan. He wants to have his moment, right? Right. And our job is to not fall into those snares, right? Which is why there's other camps set up, right? To scoff, to mock, to turn the word of the Lord into a damn circus, right? And we're going to be robbed from judgment, right? Like Yahushai, right? He was numbered with the transgressors. There's going to be a great accusation, right? We're already portrayed as the villain, right? Because everywhere you read a particular article and it says looking for so and so suspect, it's always a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American. It's never okay. We're looking for a Chinese male, Japanese male. We're looking for a Arab male who just robbed so and so, yada yada yada. It's never that. It's always so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Right? So we're portrayed as the enemy, as a thug, as the villain, right? That accusation is coming, right? The widows, right? Because the men, Esau Edom's plan has always been to separate the nuclear family, right? Via councils, right? To become the prey, right? Once you get rid of the male, you can take the female, you can use her for whatever you need, right? Just like in Egypt, we're not counted as anything, right? The prize is the women, right? Which is why you have the women can be used to, and this is all part of this. These are war tactics, right? You spoil the males, you take the females, take them captives, and you recreate, procreate from them, right? The fatherless, that they may become a spoil, right? Because once you get the Jake man out the way, we have these philosophies and these particular doctrines, Moism, which they can instill upon the Jake child. This is what America Babylon the Great does, right? Pop culture, all this is backed by the small hats, which are the Amalekites, right? Those that claim to be God's chosen people today, right? Uh, and spiritually, we're the stranger, the fatherless, the widow, right? But these things are actually happening. What happened during the time of slavery, right? For the Southern Kingdom, they would pop the wife, the great Jake's wife, separate the children from them. That's what this is all part of the curses, right? So it reads Laha, Lahatat, Madayam, Dalian, Wala Gazal, Mashapat, Anayaya, Amya, Lahayatha, Al Manath, Shal, Shalal Ma, Wa'fa, Yathawamiam, Yabazwa, right? That's what happens, right? This is what happens when you lay down with women that you don't really know. You don't know what you're getting into, right? Yeah, our apostles and elders, they said you can have, right, you can take an Edomite wife, you can take a Moabite wife, but you got to be mindful that with that comes a particular territory, right? Because they have different customs, they have different manners of living, right? So you got to be mindful of these things, right? Because, right, and I know because I've seen it happen, right? For example, you got Jake, right? Northern Kingdom that comes to this country. They don't really have, right, particular rights, right? They don't gain full rights until you actually I forgot the term until you become a U.S. citizen, right? Until then, Jake is right. That's all part of the curses. The heathen will be above, you'll be below, you'll always be oppressed, right? And we're going to be robbed of judgment, right? Like Isaiah chapter 53, like Yahweh Shai, right? Like I said, he was numbered with the transgressors. He was right, and you read about that in Wisdom of Solomon too. He said, let us condemn him with a shameful death, right? To see, let's push his limits, let's push his boundaries, right? So we can get that in Isaiah 53, King James, KJV with Apocrypha online, and that's all part of the Lord's will, which says that what the Lord was pleased the Lord to bruise him, right? Isaiah 53 and 8. He was taken for prison and for judgment. Who shall declare this generation? Who was cut off out of land of living, for the transgression of my people was he stricken, right? Because Yahushua said that those of your own household will be your enemies, right? Those of your own household, right? They're going to be the enemy, right? They're going to be, right, they're going to take part in coming up against the truth, whether they're in these camps, right? That they took a bag, or they're in the world and, right, they're taking part in, right, scoffing, whatever way, shape, or form, right? Because that's the plan, right? To take the Jacob man out and brainwash the damn kids, right? May not be right away, but through time, because Jake is destroyed for lack of knowledge. You don't know about particular unclean foods, clean foods, right? How to heal your body, right? So on and so forth. You don't fast, you don't pray, right? You're just out there like a damn fool, right? You're not moving in wisdom, especially in these days, right? You got to be mindful of the women that you deal with, what you put in your body, right? Verse 3 says, and what will they do in the day unto the day of visitation, and unto the desolation? Let's look at that word for desolation. Strong's H7722. Right, that word desolation is a lot here. Is shawa, tempest, devastation, desolation. Really, that goes into the word shawa'an, which means tumults, right? So it's just another way to say desolation, right? From afar off, it shall come via what? The the missiles, right? The ICBM missiles, right? So this is talking about Esau, Edom, right? So all this is happening because the Lord said it would, right? Shall come from afar off. Unto who will thou flee for help? And where shall you leave your glory, right? Because the glory of Esau's kingdom is, right, like it says in Isaiah chapter 14, right? Riding this cankerworm, the worm is spread out under thee, right? Just like in Rome, you have their sewage systems, ultimately, and I went into that before, the sewage systems and all that started creating disease. And this is why you have Esau, their infrastructure is not necessarily intact, updated, right? It's not kept up to date, right? I would say 90% goes towards military, right, funding, right? So where will he go for help? He's not going to go to the EU, to NATO, to the European Union, because they're going to turn against America, Babylon, Great, the beast, right? You already see the division evident today, because they're supposed to be backing up these European nations, right? They're supposed to be building them up, but so far they have not. So this is that division which the Lord is creating, right? So where is the Edomite going to go when the Lord throws down the wicked city, the bloody city, right? Where is he going to go when the Lord brings World War III? Because the truth is out, right? The world knows who the Edomite is. The world knows who the Hamite is, right? Which they're the so-called Africans. You have Negroes and then you have Africans. These are two distinct nations. Shem, Ham, Japheth. You got to remember Abraham, when he dwelt in Mesopotamia, there were other Semitic tribes there, right? Abraham comes from the line of Shem, or Arphaxad. So when he was dwelling in Mesopotamia, there were other. He was an Arphaxadite, meaning that there were other Arphaxad, right, of the line of Arphaxad, right? You had other of the Semitic tribes, right? So where is Esau going to flee for help in these things when the Lord brings all these things to pass? right? He's not going to be able to flee from the destruction coming far off, right? It says, Wama ta Aisha la yawam hakwada wala shawa'a ma marakak ta ba'a al maya tanaswa la aizara wa na ta aizabwa tabad come. So it says, without me they shall stoop uh, under the prisoner, under prisoner, and under the slain they shall fall. Upon all this, he's not turned back his anger, and even his hand is stretched out. Right? He's talking about Jake, right? That has forsaken Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, forsaken that warning that we are giving them these last days, right? Which reads, Salaki, let me finish reading the rest. Halafia, Harai, Tachat, Asyar, Watachat, Haragim, Yapalwa, Bakal Sa'at, La'a Shab, Apwa, Wa Awad, Yadwa, Natiyah, right? Let's look at some of the translations. This is the NLN New King James Version. Without me, they shall bow down among the prisoners, they shall fall among the slain, right? Because you 2/3, right? But you're going to either take the charagma or die, right? You're going to go into the FEMA camps, right? And, right, you may not even take it. But you're going to have Jake out there wreaking havoc. Of the 2/3 that won't take it, some of you they're going to snatch up, put in the damn FEMA camps, right? You're going to have some that will take it. Those that won't take it, they're going to be pillaging those that do take it, right? They're going to put you to death in those FEMA camps, right? You're going to fall under the slain, right? When they declare martial law and you're running around and trying to hide from the troops, right? There's going to be vigilante groups, Edomites, and the other nations. You're gonna have Hamites going around and snatching you up and eating you, right? You're gonna have Edomites going around trying to find Jake, popping him, and then putting him to death, right? Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. Woe unto the Syrian, the staff of my anger, and the rod is he in my hand for indignation. Rod, the staff, that is in his hand for mine indignation, which is that word is I am, right? Which reads, Hawaya, Ashawar, Shabbat, Abya, Wabata, Hawa, Badyadam, Zayamya, right? So the Lord is speaking to Jake. He's also speaking not just Esau, the nations, right? And the staff in his hand is my indignation, right? So we have the heathens taking part, right, in afflicting Jake, trying to vex you, right? Uh, being creepy, right? This is all part of the mind games that you're gonna have being played on you, right? So it reads, Slack here. Just bear with me 1 second. So it reads, Hawaya, Shawar, Shabbat, Abya, Wamata, Hawa, Bayadom, Zayamya. Just like that parable in the book of Second Esdras, right? Uh, it spoke about what? The the damn let's get that real quick, actually. Book of Second Esdras. Trees of the blood. Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 28. Which that's not what I was looking for. Let's see. What chapter is it? I believe it's chapter 6. The trees of the wood. Second Ezra chapter 4, verse 13. When we look at the whole chapter, It's basically just talking about the right to keep in the way, right? Because Esdras was asking the Lord, he was saying, well, why is Israel afflicted? Why we should inherit the earth? Yada yada yada, right? Uriel said you're seeking something higher than what you should know of, right? Second Esdras 4 and 13, he answered me and said, I went to the forest into a plain. The trees took counsel and said, come, let us go make war against the sea, that it may depart away before us, that we may make us more woods. The floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make another country. The thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to naught, for the sand stood up and stopped them. If thou wilt judge between these two, whom wilt thou begin to justify? Whom wouldst thou condemn? Right? I answered and said, verily it is a foolish thought that they both have devised, for the ground is given into the Then answered he me and said, thou hast given me a right judgment, but why judgest thou not thyself also? For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to its floods, even so that they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth. And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens.